This is a game between Mikołaj and Nyoshi. Mikołaj took black, Nyoshi took white. Black covered white, and then white connected on the second line. Well played. Black doesn't have any good way of preventing that connection. So usually this is the move to play. But now the two stones are quite small. Not very interesting to capture them. Maybe white continues here. It's a big move. Yeah, and then, yeah, black didn't gain that much. Black can go the other side, but also black doesn't gain much with this. Black can try to disconnect white, but white anyway connects from above, and then black takes points, which is possible, yeah, a lot of points, but also not anything spectacular for black. So for now, I would recommend that you just leave it alone. You play other moves, maybe trying to prepare a bit for the cut later. Yeah, well played by white, this connection. So in the game, black tries to cut through, but then black does it with such an ugly shape. Why do we play this move? Was black afraid that now white plays here? Well, even if white does, it's better for black because there are still some weaknesses left in white's shapes. For example, this weakness, or if white plays from the other side, then this move becomes center. So this is certainly a bad exchange. Empty triangle, inside versus outside. Just a terrible exchange by black. Black keeps pushing, but it's all mistaken. Black only helps white to create fourth line territory. So right now it was certainly better to go for for some invasion, and maybe later we can, I don't know, cut here, who knows. White should be just happy, and it's enough to extend once more fourth line territory and removing the agi from the corner enclosure, taking all these points. White gets like over 30 points around here, maybe even 40. Very good result for white. White plays Hane, and then black takes this opportunity to start a fight. All right, yeah, not much fight. It's enough for white to play here. In fact, maybe it's good that we played this Hane, because now we created even a weak point in black's shape and got more points as white. Yes, great. But then white keeps fighting, and this is already unnecessary and too risky. Black changes the direction of play and destroys white's territory. Yeah, white can still cut black, but then the corner gets smashed, gets completely destroyed, the corner of white. So this was a big mistake. Yeah, we need to cut here. If we don't do anything, then actually black will be able to capture white stones. So we need to somehow react, but still black manages to take away white's corner. I have no idea, why does black not extend? Why? Yeah, white can take the corner, but the outside is so valuable and the life in the corner is small. Later we even get these in center. We can connect here, but it's not so huge. Maybe we can play here. The outside is very big. Black just lived in the corner, but then yeah, white is happy to get a big influence towards the left side. So in the end, it's not a disaster for white, but still a good result for black. And it was all not needed. It was enough for white to simply answer black's move. If black adds a move, all right, we gained so much in center, and now we just continue the game with normal moves elsewhere. Yeah, so not necessary fight, finished also a bit not correctly. Black could have played here, destroying white's shape on the outside. Instead, black took points in the corner. White answers. I wouldn't answer. How many points is this? Well, it is some points, because if black gets this, then later white doesn't have center moves in the corner. So white answered. A bit slow, but all right. Now white played in the corner. This was very well played. These are the center exchanges that you really should not forget to play. If you don't do it, then later your opponent might be able to cut you here. And then how do you react? If you play like this, black will get this in center. Yeah, for now, maybe it doesn't look spectacular for black because white gets super strong on the outside, but later it might be an option for black. If white will be anyway strong on the outside, then black can go for this cut and get this move in center. So it's a big difference in terms of points. And if white wants to get this in center still, then well, maybe now it's too late because now white is not alive. We would need to count liberties. I am not sure of this capturing race. It seems like black needs to go back and then it's playable for white still. All right, and then what if white doesn't play from this side but from the bottom? Then well, then of course black gets a lot on the outside. But if we make this exchange now, then later we will have no reason to worry because we can always play from the outside and there is just nothing which we should fear on the side. Good, well played, and then white splits black side. This is a bit strange. Just play the next move. If you want to descend, just start with the knight's move. This is a better shape. This exchange only helps your opponent. If white plays here, then maybe, yes, then maybe we play this one. But in the game, white doesn't have to play this block, and white doesn't. White goes through. So anyway, was there other option? Of course, there were many. In fact, we don't even need to answer because there is not much to be afraid of. Even if white cuts, all right, we can easily live in the corner with a lot of points. So maybe even not answering was a better option. Or if we want to answer, maybe something like this. This looks appealing to me. Very good shape on the outside, right? Because the standard move like this leads to a bit weird shape. Now this Kosumi is strange. And if we play here, then of course we end up with an empty triangle. But if we can prepare and first play the shoulder hit, only then attach, this actually looks quite interesting for black. Maybe now here. Yeah. So in the game we see this, white cuts, all right. I don't understand why black captured this stone. We are not forced to do it. We can live by running out. And yeah, why not? Just why not? In the game, black still runs out, but black is just one stone slower. Instead of A, black could have jumped even further to B in this shape. White tries to cover black, but white's shape is a bit thin. Maybe it's better to play a stronger shape, even though black can split us. It doesn't matter because black is already alive. Black has two eyes here and black is very strong on this side. So losing these stones is not painful at all. In fact, we are very happy to sacrifice them and then get strength again against the bottom side. In the game we see this. Black cuts. Yeah, so this is a problem with white's shape. White should probably now go for the other sacrifice these two stones, just to not get into this splitting attack. Now it looks very bad for white, two weak groups. Now for some reason black forgot to insert this exchange. When you see a tiger's mouth which you can play Atari on to turn it into an empty triangle, then do it without thinking, just immediately. This should be your very basic instinct in Go. If it is like this, white is really in trouble. Yeah, now all right. This captures black's stone, but still white's shapes are not great. Maybe from this side, or maybe just from the bottom. yeah, in this case, white was able to extend, which is a beautiful shape, the tiger's mouth with a pouted lip. Yeah, then black keeps pushing and white gets a good shape. So now white takes a good decision. There is no need to save the stones in the center. They are anyway not valuable. They are cutting two strong groups. Black anyway plays there because there are a lot of points there, but then white gets a chance to play around here. So in the end, this attack of black is a failure. White gains on this fight. Maybe even we can go here, and if black tries to split us, it's not easy to split white. And if black kicks, then all right, the corner is small and white has so many stones on the outside that I think it's reasonable to add a move as black. White plays here, but this gives black a chance to play this one. This is very good spot. White still finds some weakness in the corner, but yeah, black takes points. I think that then that having the chance to play these two moves, black secured his position in this game. All right, white also gets something, so now we need to reduce. And maybe black was a bit too hasty. Maybe black could have played calmer moves, because black is certainly ahead. I mean, certainly. It really seems to me so, that black should be ahead in this game. So let's try to quickly count points. I hope that you can do such a count during your game. This is 11 points. Then let's count up to here. 9, so 20, 6, 35, 45, 50, 57, let's say, plus Komi 63. And black has 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 80. So in fact, black has a big advantage if we just reduce calmly and then maybe find time to, well, if we find time. But maybe even right now it's enough to simply secure the corner to make sure that there is no agi of some ko in the corner, and then it's enough to win the game. In the game, black played a bit aggressively, and then, well, in fact, yeah, still we managed to reduce. So yeah, maybe white had a chance to fight more fiercely in this fight, but this was very risky for white. So in the end, yeah, it worked for black. Black reduced white's area, and now maybe it's better to just secure the corner. Even this move should be enough, because if white tries to create a ko shape, white should be just dead locally. Black takes this corner, but then white starts the fight in the other corner. And well, locally, the correct move is to play here and to start a ko, which actually white can do, because white has some threats. For example, this move creates a threat to kill the other group of black. But then there are other threats to the other ko. All right, maybe we don't really have good threats to the ko, and in such case, it's a very interesting choice that white connected here. So locally, white is dead, but the question is how to kill white and be sure that that it doesn't backfire. So for example, this technique kills white, but white can cut us. Now the question is whether we can decrease white's number of liberties. If we play like this, it's very naive. White ends up with a big eye, and this is a problem for black. But black can play here and here. This should let black win the capturing race, even though it's still a little bit unclear. And then the other option is go here and here. Also, it kills white. If white tries to live, then actually it's not possible. So probably this was the best choice by black, but black was afraid and black let white live, and now the game became closer. I think still black is ahead, but for some reason black plays this very small move instead of a huge move in the corner. If black only plays like this, black has 18, 28, 34, 50, 60, 70, 80 points. Well, and white has how many? 10, 25, let's say 35, 40, 52, 58 plus a few here, a bit more than 60. Well, maybe white can now play actively on the bottom side and destroy black's points, but still, even if white manages to destroy it like this, it should be not enough for white to win the game. But black plays this very small move and white takes the big move, after which maybe white is already fine in the game. I don't know. Black should probably still continue with this one, but instead black started a fight, which was crazy, and well, maybe it was needed right now, but it's a pity, and it's because of black's mistakes before that now we might potentially need this fight. So black can play here and then there and then here. This is some Tesuji, but we only capture 4 stones. It might be not enough to win the game. Black instead tries to find something in white's territory. Well, good try. But in the end it didn't work. So black found some ko, but now this move doesn't make any sense. Black must play here and then here. Then it is a ko. A few step ko. 1, 2. So black needs to win it once, and black can play such a threat. Then let's say that black doesn't answer white's threat and plays here, and then black needs to win the ko the second time. But well, if white gets so many moves on the outside, maybe white can still be good in the game, even though white loses that group. But anyway, this was a chance, but unfortunately black plays this move, which doesn't really help in the ko. Alright, it doesn't also harm much. And then, yeah, the ko continues. And then for some reason black didn't retake. Why did not black retake? Of course retake the ko. And then play here and fight the ko. I don't understand why black didn't retake. Instead, black loses a threat, a potential threat, playing elsewhere, and now it's probably enough for white to play here to already have an advantage in this game, because black only lost on all this action. Here black lost quite a lot of points. In the game white still didn't finish the ko. But white found a move in this area. Well played, in fact. Yeah, so white split black, and then the game became very difficult for black. And later the ko. Anyway, black wasn't able to win the ko, and white won. Yeah, interesting game. Yeah, black was not able to keep the advantage, and this is because of 2 big mistakes. First, this, instead of playing in the corner, then not trying to kill the corner, but it looked a bit risky, but probably it should have been possible. But then the next big mistake comes right after the previous big mistake, which is a common pattern. So if you observe your games, you will notice it, that sometimes after you made a mistake, your next move is just trash. It's much worse than the previous mistake. In fact, it loses even more points. It's completely unexplainable, and you do it because you are in a bad emotional state after realizing that you lost something. Yeah, so unfortunate. And yeah, white ends up winning this game. That's it.